Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, it is time once again. We have content, news, info, and oh so much excitement. I cannot wait to get into this. But ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we'll be reacting to the first actual bit of business that's happening within 2.1. As well as we are going to be talking about the Ryden Shogun and also the weird mermaid girl, which I can never remember her name. Yeah, we're going to be talking about all of them, just speculating in this case. You know how I sometimes say it's speculating when it's actually speculating? Well, this is speculating, but but like, most likely. Sorry. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you're having a lovely day. So those guys who don't know, 2.0 just released its massive trailer, and they covered a lot of stuff, and what we're going to be digging into within the coming weeks, days, and yeah. So let's get into it without further ado. Let's watch the first 4 minutes of the hype, or the story, and they kind of showed too much of some things, I think, but let's get into it. I did watch it because I couldn't handle it. All right, I was tired in the morning. I wanted to see it.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so it seems like she's gonna be our anchor to the Archon, which I never really put together. Although I guess it kind of makes sense because there are some tiny parts of the story where it's like, ooh. Also,
was not located in Sangonomiya. But
look at that!
She struck down our
it all looks so good. That looks
abandoned.
amazing. I love the choral feel of it all. Very mermaid, very badass.
Recently, some of our
very
soldiers
different from all the other
started showing
planes of
symptoms
Inazuma as well.
accelerated
Also, ooh, that fog.
If that's the case,
Also, you guys see
then
that?
the peace talks are likely
Boy,
a trap.
somehow was right. This wasn't even like I knew or I thought perspective. No, I actually had no idea, and I got something right. Also, that is going to be the resource that is going to be needed to level up the Shogun. So eat shit. Feels bad. This, I don't think they should have showed us this. I'm probably muting myself, but I don't think they should have showed us this. It's too much. It's like it's spoiler kind of thing, you know? Yeah. Although she does look great, and fuck, I hope we can get delusions at some point, man. It's just like, what is this? What are we doing? She's got whips and shit. Honestly, makes sense. Kind of like a freak, you know? Anyways, we got some more story happening. Apparently, we're gonna start working together towards a common enemy because people are getting wrecked by the Saritsa? I don't know. Fucking Fatui. Nonsense. Anyways. Also,
To survive hardship, you must prepare for hardship.
this one I'm not sure about. It's okay. It looks cool. Not 100% for me, boy. But looks kind of cool. Yeah, her design. I think her movement is gonna be awesome. Like one of the best in games. But I don't like her general look. And yeah.
Victory.
Oh, we're gonna rekindle that fucking vision. I bet that's gonna probably be the story. They'll come full circle. Also, the one pink-haired girl gets real close when to the main character in one of these scenes.
Now you shall perish.
Or this. I should say this. not this. This. Bang, and reflected, but creeping. Wait a second. Creeping. Way too close. Get off me. Okay, yeah. Anyways.
Will, do you?
That's it.
Definitely got the RR vibe in that scene.
Eternity stretches things out over a long time.
Ayo, it's
But
the
each moment
guy
within it becomes all the more fragile.
wearing boy shorts. Always boy shorts. Always. Ugh. Anyway, good old Scaramouche looking sinister AF. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Just because I'm not sure if we'll get to Scaramouche again, we're gonna loop this. I said loop it. We're gonna mute it because it's gonna keep making noise. Oh, also we got a leeway event, which is fantastic. Yeah, so there's like 1.2 is kind of a mixture of like a little bit of sprinkling of leeway is kind of like just generic events like food events and all that kind of stuff. But on the topic of Scaramouche, I did hear a theory recently that made a lot of sense, or at least, and especially with just having watched the whole like thing. They said in the program that when the Ryden Shogun split a planet in half or an island in half and killed the serpent, she lost something. And to me, the whole idea with delusions, or sorry, artifact or elemental thing, I forget what it's called. It's blanking on me. But you lose your ambition. And because if you have ambition, that is going against the Ryden Shogun's thought of eternity. And to me, what people, and this has kind of been in the like ecosphere of like information within like the lore of Genshin, but they say that Scaramouche is the Ryden Shogun's sister. But that doesn't really make sense. And I heard a theory recently in a video that I don't know, I'm sure if I heard the video. I heard like a streamer talk about it and and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So forgive me, I don't know the person, but they were basically talking about the idea that maybe the Ryden Shogun like cut her ambition off as well. So if gods don't, if they have a similar kind of power scaling, then maybe she severed her ambition so that she would stay eternal forever. And maybe Scaramouche is the like the embodiment of her ambition, this like furious desire to become a god and to conquer and to push forward through everything. Maybe she cut that off of her just the same way she separated them from their delusions, or not delusions, fuck, I can't remember the name of it. But maybe that's what we're gonna get into in the thing. I have no idea about any of that. I just heard that was a speculation in terms of like Scaramouche being the other half of the same whole. To the Ryden Shogun. It can't be a little tiny trinket. It has to be, you know, an actual person, because you're severing a god's power in half, you know? Anywho, but we'll see, which would be awesome if Scaramouche is like the Scaramouche is the fucking ambition of a god. Essentially, that's pretty, we're wilding out here. That's pretty nuts. He's still a McDouche, but still. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that aside, let us get into breaking down all of this. I cannot wait to get into the characters, because that to me is, of course, the meat and the potatoes, especially considering your boy's going for the Ryden Shogun, and we'll talk about how that changed for me in a hot minute, but yes. Okay, so first things first, I don't know if this is what we're going to be getting like simultaneously with the story. I think that's what it is, but basically they're like, hey, Leeway is having a whole weird like yummy festival. Like they're basically decorating Leeway again. You know how they just love to do that. I wish they would have kept the lanterns, man, because that was just so beautiful. Anyways, they're redecorating it. It's another kind of festival like thing. It looks beautiful, but it's going to be around the idea of like a food competition, but it's okay. It's not just going to be a food competition. It's going to eventually level up. Also, I don't know what the Emperor's about that is. I don't know what that thing is. It looks like it's a fishing, oh, it might be fishing bait, because that's also what they're adding, by the way, fishing. Guys, I'll be honest, spoiler alert, I'm not very hyped for any of the like bonus things. With how much they've brutalized the fucking farming thing in the game, I'm like, you shouldn't have added this. You just should not have added this and waited till it had, well, the thing is, it's enough. You just nerfed it to where you could have 4 plots of fucking, and you had a whole fucking vista. So it just looks really weird. Anyways, also, don't even get me started on this Reddit teapot. We'll get into it. Anyways, in the topic of the moonlight, it's going to be like a food challenge with good old Shangling, but it is going to devolve into you actually like running around, exploring, hunting treasures down. It very much seems like the first, in Inazuma we got Bido's quest, where there was like multiple chains of the quest, one in which you had to provide food, the other in which you had to hunt things down, the other things in which you had to kill things, and the other where you had to just jump around the map, which a lot of people loved, because it was like, okay, it's kind of hard to miss if you have so many different activities to do, and there was a good bit of activities to do and a decent amount of rewards. So that's what this very much feels like, except it's Leeway giving you an excuse to run back and travel and fly around and all of these fun things. One of the craziest things though, okay, so they do tell you, yeah, they are going to give us a weird, I think it's like a claymore weapon, maybe? It's a claymore fish. So we've reached insanity. That's fun. We're gonna be hucking around a fish. I don't know what it does, if it's just like a goof item or if it's actually like, I hope they don't really make it usable, but maybe it is. It would be really cool if they made it really support oriented, so you're not really gonna be meleeing anyway. Like if they gave it to like a Bido, well, I guess batteries, but you can use Bido as a main DPS, but anyways, point being is I really hope they don't give it like a stupid attack scaling, so like people are like, well fuck, I have to use this stupid ass thing. My badass character that looks sick and I've leveled up, here's a fish as a weapon, you idiot. I know some people are either gonna love that idea or hate that. But anyway, so yeah, again, we're gonna be running around doing all kinds of lovely events. Yeah, defeat an amount of enemies, all that fun stuff. We're gonna be cooking stuff. This is what it's gonna look like. Very much looks like the Bido's kind of sequencing of complete all of these tasks, and yeah. It's funny that they're taking us back to Leeway when they're giving us, you guys will see, but a bunch of new islands and stuff. It kind of seems like we're getting a lot of content for 1, you know? Yeah, so this is what they're kind of giving a story snippets here. I don't want to spoil the story for you guys too much, so we're not gonna really sync on that, besides the fact that we do know that Senora and Scaramouche are, well, Scaramouche is gonna be present. I don't think he's gonna be utilized in any way. I don't think he's going to be like a boss character. I don't think we're going to get him too soon. Some people are speculating that it would be higher likelihood of us getting Senora and then Scaramouche rather than Scaramouche and except. But that seems weird because I thought Senora was supposed to be like one of the 4th strongest or the 2nd strongest of the Fatui Harbingers. So it'd be weird for us to get the 2nd strongest, you know? I guess maybe they're just like, that's just the hierarchy. Doesn't mean it's a power rating. Maybe. I don't know. Also, in 2.0, for those guys who are very similar to me, where like Bald's kit looked interesting, but the character herself left a bad taste in my mouth. It's kind of like a McA-hole ready to murder people. It's like being like, yeah, I want to have Hitler rolling with me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was fucking whatever. You know, or people rock Child and he tried to mass genocide a whole town. So I guess people don't really care, which is fair. But I will say that she just seemed like an asshole. But apparently in the story, we're going to start to unravel why she feels the way she feels, and I'm assuming fall in love, as they tend to do with these characters. It's like an anime trope where everybody becomes your best friend, or friendship rules all, despite mass fucking death and horrific carnage. They're like, but friendship and forgiveness. And I'm like, man, fuck, okay, good, you're better than me. You are better than me, but ladies and gentlemen, this is what it is, my friends. Okay, so for those guys who are wondering, by the way, we are going to be getting the Ryden Shogun, like a main Archon, and Sarah. It's Sarah. And then we're going to be getting the Mermaid person in the next half. But first, we're going to be getting the Archon, which is wild because we're getting 2 banners back to back that have a lot of new characters. So if you spent on this banner that's currently up, Yoimiya's, and you spend it on Balls, you're going to have a lot of content, characters to level up, fun things to experience. Are the characters stronger than the past characters? Well, I mean, well, you know. Fucking losing it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, now commences my favorite part of our time here, which is, of course, checking out characters. And me speculating, but not really, because they tell us a lot, but we can go into some detail and minutiae of everything. But let us check out the Ryden Shogun, an electric Archon god. Okay, now, people are speculating, because of the horrific backlash of Zhongli, people are like, fuck you. If gods aren't strong, then what are we doing? Okay, what is happening? Okay, if this character that could level a continent gets a little chess piece yoinked out of them and they're useless, okay, which is stupid because Zhongli was always really fucking top notch. But anyways, for those guys who are curious, she is going to be a staff user, essentially. I forget what it's called, a polearm user. But yeah, but she will wield a one-handed katana when you activate her ult. But let's not jump ahead of ourselves too quickly. So as you guys can see, what she's doing right here, which is fantastic. Oh my god, this is going to be a nightmare. So yeah, by the way, her attack combination for this spear looks pretty sick. Looks like it's kind of slow, which will make sense in a minute here when I tell you guys what her E does. But yes, right here. Okay, so her E, she does this kind of dimensional badass void slash. Okay? Now, this is also one of the reasons why I was not excited for the Ryden Shogun, because I didn't understand how this skill worked and why it could be like basically an immortal ability that could be useful almost all the time. I didn't really look at this ability. I thought it was just kind of a quick, disgusting, like, and that's it. It's not the case. And then her E synergizes with other characters and all that stuff. Also, she's so many levels to things. Whether she's good enough to make that worth it, which we've seen in Yoimiya, where like seems seemingly spread really thin. Let's hope that she is not that way. But people are also arguing, and it makes sense, why the Ryden Shogun is perfect for Yoimiya. And why is that? Because, my friends, after the Ryden Shogun does this dimensional slash, it does a pretty good amount of just quick damage, bang, has a direct impact, but then it stays as basically a Shincho. Okay, the best way I can describe this ability is both of Shincho's abilities in one, but significantly lessened in terms of damage. So, you basically do this dimensional slash, you hit, same as Shincho's E, but then with the Ryden Shogun, you get his ult after it's done. So after you do your slash, you're gonna have this beautiful like coral, not like coral, it's like this circular reef, like these angelic wings kind of beside you, except it's a circle. And it's basically going to constantly start outputting electric damage, similar to Bido. Maybe Bido is a better example, but yeah, similar to Bido, it's going to cause electric output that is based on your normal attack or normal attacking. But here's the catch, my friends. Well, first of all, it doesn't scale relentlessly hard. So it's not like Bido. Bido will outscale this thing's support passive damage increase of just throwing more electric with your base attack. But, and this is a pretty big but that I don't think people really are like taking into the algorithm or the communication of everything, this is not going to have, or at least as is right now, things are subject to change. I heard this from my guy who works at Xbox, who works for my uncle who did nothing. Just don't, this is all just a crazy man speaking. But if things stay the way that is, not only does this have 100% uptime and then some, it has a, what is it, like a 25 duration and a 10-second cooldown. So you're going to be able to keep dipping into that splash and basically keeping 100% uptime on this ability. That's already incredibly good, whereas Shincho, you kind of got to force that to make that happen. But anyways, or have a weapon that makes that happen. But anyways, this thing has a 0.93 cooldown on its application when you're attacking. Okay? Most things in the game, Bido, Shincho, has a 2-second cooldown of application. So it hits 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then it goes. This has basically it's not even one, because it's, yeah, and then that can go, which is why people are saying any character that has absolute relentless attack speed, razors, of course, Yuimiya's is what people are talking about that. And also, one of the things that the Ryden Shogun does as well, she passively allows you to regenerate your ult more. So she's like a battery is what people keep saying, which is also good for Yoimiya, because basically Yoimiya can use her iconic Inazuma bow and the artifact set and basically constantly have your ult and be able to not have this weird like fighting back and forth with the ability to not have your ult yet, whereas the Ryden Shogun could hyper increase your energy recharge, so where you can build Yuimiya for high levels of damage, but then you could basically get your ult instantly after you use your E and lower it if you have the artifact set that's best for her, making her be able to keep constant uptime on the damage in a much longer way. But yeah, so that's why this ability, in my opinion, this like changed the game to me, especially seeing that like it was 0.9 seconds. So like if you look at the scaling, it's not that crazy, but it's the fact that it has 100% uptime, and it's Electro, which is it's a utility support element, which could be good or bad for some of you guys. But for those who have Eula, Superconduct is going to be the easiest thing to do. And one of Eula's biggest hindrances is the fact that it takes a long time for her to get her ult, or not having her ult's huge, but she provides energy recharge. So you'll be able to get your ult pretty consistently, and you'll be able to superconduct everything, because all superconduct needs to detonate is a little bit of electricity, doesn't need to scale high damage, and a little bit of cryo, which which Eula will do easily. So she synergizes perfectly with those kinds of characters. And also, if you have Eula's iconic weapon, she attacks pretty fast and in a flurry of hits, which can probably detonate this many times, which is great. Also, if you're a caster, any person that has a consistent application of damage, you'll be able to just see hit, 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 hit. Also, maybe possibly, I've seen some gameplay with this ability and Venti Swirl. Dude, Venti Swirl attacks like there's zero seconds of downtime, because it can't be. He attacks like 1,000 times, whereas that can't be said for other characters. So she synergizes really well with her Archon, brethren, Zhongli, debuffing people to elemental damage, and she dealing elemental damage. Venti, if you have Veritas and Veneer set, decreasing them to elemental damage and all that stuff. Also, well, let's just get into her second ability. But yes, as you guys can see, she has this beautiful circle, like kind of, I don't know what you would call it. Yeah, I'm sure it's called something, but it looks beautiful. Anyways, okay, so this is her ult. This is where she gets, to me, like, needlessly complicated in a way. But anyways, so she's a spear user, but of course she has her special form where she pulls out the glorious Booba sword, and it's a katana, and she just starts tearing up shit, and she starts teleporting around. All of her attacks are infused with Electro. Badass, super sick, no one's gonna tell you different. But But the way this thing scales is kind of weird. Okay, I'm waiting for it to happen. Here we go. Bulbasaur, bang. It's really like snuggled. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So she'll start dashing around, doing amazing flurries, electric damage. Very much gives you like the Ka-Ching vibe, except you have more control, and just starts slaughtering shit. And also, you have a badass katana now. Go team! But the way this thing scales, it's weirdly like stacking. But with her E being on like so much uptime, it feels like it could maybe work. Regardless, I think, unless I'm mistaken, you have to maybe, possibly, who knows, use a character's alt many times in order to build enough stacks to where this actually has uptime or actually scales up. So it's not just like this thing is, well, I don't think this thing is going to be good on a base. You need to like work within its intrinsic thing of like almost like she works, she's a battery. You need to make sure there's a lot of fuel in the reserve to make this thing hit hard in the thing. Now I'm sure you could build shit tons of crit damage and just make like the base of it hit hard, and then the even charged effect hit even harder, or build a team that facilitates the way that she regenerates her stuff. And as you may have suspected, the Ryden Shogun is very much a burst DPS within her alt, kind of similar to Hu Tao or Xiao, more Xiao because it's her alt, right? Except her E is like useful for just about anybody, it seems. Her alt is where it starts getting like, I have no idea. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be good, it could be a pain in the ass to build for, and it could just be better off like, I mean, if you want to use it, you could, but it's not as as valuable as switching to a physical DPS Eula or a Razor and just smacking in the off in the downtime of a Hu Tao or a Yui Mia or whatever, a child. I think it's gonna at least have to be as good as that, or at least have the potential to be as good as that, because they made a point to specifically tell you guys that this scales off of burst damage things, which I think is them saying, hey, you know the artifact set that has to do with like the higher energy recharge you have, the more damage you deal? That's her artifact set. Farm that artifact set for her, because yeah, it counts, because most things like burst damage don't really count for things like Razor and such, which is weird. But for her, I think it is going to count, which is why they're like, hey, that set is kind of made for her, just in case there's some like confusion, because then we know that some characters can't dip into that. She can. The last thing is she is one of the most aesthetic characters in the game. I'm not even talking about her like general look. When she activates her alt, her ponytail starts glowing, similar to like Child's water torrent scarf thing, which is hell sick. Also, she looks fantastic, and yeah. Also, I don't think she's going to be the most hard character to build either. Because again, you just need to basically, you have like 5 stats that could be fantastic. You could have crit damage, crit rate, energy recharge, because that's her best set, apparently. And yeah, and also you just need a polar with energy recharge, and that's kind of it. But yeah, man, to me, again, she's one of those characters where I feel, just with her E does so many things that I'm like the fact that it has 100% uptime is wilds me out. Second thing is it has a significant less application of damage, which is perfect and can maybe help you Emiya. I still think it's a weird argument to like, you need to have 2 5-stars to make this 5-star really pop off. It's like, what? But what about Hu Tao? She needs nobody basically, besides like a Zhongli and a, yeah. Anyway, but even then, you could use a Dione. You don't have to use anything. Yeah. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, she seems absolutely fantastic. Also, I should have let this keep playing. I didn't know they really... Did they? They do. Okay. Yeah, so they talk about right here, like her E is just a quick swipe and then all that stuff. I don't know if she's going to be able to be used as like her base attack is going to be worth anything. I don't know. I think at endgame, it will literally just switch to her whenever she has her alt and then hit it. Oh, also, another reason why you would think her best set is the electric set that increases your damage based on your energy recharge is because, possibly, who knows, this character might have the highest, I mean the highest, alt charge in the game. So maybe it's not 80, which is the max, it's now 90. Because but with that being said though, because it costs so much, I feel like they would have to make it hit hard, even if you didn't have the best crit rate or crit damage or whatever, even if you didn't build enough stacks, all that stuff. But yeah, when you look into her like alts thing, it has to do with stacks, and it always makes me wonder, well, how many stacks? How many stacks does it take before it starts being good, or is it just get insane? Maybe. Also, I could see that being, I think in her constellations, it like gives you stacks easily. So yeah, regardless, yes, that is her. She seems fantastic. Again, just her E seems insane. The thing that pushed it over the edge to me is that it had such a low like fire, basically, where everything is on a 2-second cooldown of application, even if you're attacking incredibly fast. She doesn't have that. She's going to be able to constantly output that thing. Or apply the electro hit. It doesn't hit incredibly hard, but the fact that it has that less cooldown, I think, puts it probably in the same realm as like Bidos and such. Especially if you're already building for a shit ton of energy recharge, because yeah, that will just scale up. Although I guess it would scale up Bidos too. So, but yeah, also again, you also get like an amazing burst of damage that is very showy, very all that. Also, she helps your team re-energize their alts as well. So she does like what 4 people do. The question is, does she even do it remotely as well as those things? Does her E deal any damage in the right realm as Bidos, or even close, or even the main travelers, not even Bidos? Does her alt hit even like slightly as hard as a Xiao or a Hu Tao or whatever, you know? Especially with how much it costs to, you know, juice up the alt. Also, the alt's on a huge cooldown, so it's not like something that you're going to be able to like perfect. You definitely, she's like a sub DPS. You're definitely you're meant to switch off and play something else, and then come back whenever you need some like fuck off damage. You know, at least hope. I hope that's what it is. But we'll see. We'll see again if she's spread a little too thin, or if she actually can bite down and fuck some shit up. Regardless, one of the only negatives to the Ryden Shogun, guys, is that at current moment, there is no, when she launches, everybody is going to be behind. We cannot prepare for her outside of Talent Ascension material books. But yeah, we cannot farm her Ascension material, nor I think her talent, no, maybe her talent Ascension, but we can't level her up basically. It's going to take it'll be slow going. Okay, before we talk about Mermaid Girl, because she's coming after, let's talk about, yes, her. Okay, right, so, okay. I should just let this play. I keep pausing. Okay, so this is Sarah, or Sarah. I think it's Sarah. Fuck it, we'll say Sarah. So, I actually wasn't very interested in her, same as a Ryden Shogun. I wasn't really interested at her when I first seen her. But I looked at her skills, and she's weirdly like a different kind of support DPS. It's kind of similar, maybe possibly, to Bennett, without the healing. And instead, it's just like, well, no, I can deal okay damage on my own, and also, I'm going to supercharge your attack by a lot when you activate some of my abilities or attain certain stacks. My only worry with Sarah, let me know if you guys are like agree with this, or you're also like you think this is not a problem. Let me know if there's a thing I'm not acknowledging. But basically, Sarah has this thing where, at least what it seems like, you have to collect feathers. I don't know, it's like, you know how, like, it's just, to me, I think like certain characters in Mondstadt just had like direct feedback. They're like Bennett. I'm going to hit E and throw down my alt, and then I have my E again, so you can switch off knowing full well that you are taken care of, you know, and you're also 100% unkillable in this area, and it's just like, do a little bit and get a monstrous amount. With these new characters, it seems like they're trying to like rebalance the game, except those characters still exist, so it gets weird, because she also has the issue of like all Inazuma characters have really hard cooldowns, which is weird, because they're like, we can regenerate shit tons of energy, but they're still crazy cooldowns, so you can't use your ults unless they introduce a character that can shave off cooldowns in some way. Anywho, but yeah, like the way this character plays, it seems like it's somewhat, I don't think it's 100% like you have to do this, but the idea that you have to do things, prime things, collect things, and then profit is more than a Bennett ever had to do. You know what I mean? More than a Bennett just had to, you're good. Here's a stamp on the ground, bang. Adventure time, bitch. Let's go. Bang. Although, again, I think maybe it is because she seems more readily available to be a DPS kind of, like, support DPS, but not in the same way that, like, a Xingqiu is a support DPS, in the way that, like, I'm just going to quickly spew out a bunch of damage, and then I'm off. I'm on cooldown. I can't do anymore. But we'll see. Again, if you are rolling in the same banner, just have an idea that she could be very much like a Bennett, like a support unit in terms of amplifying your damage. The thing that's weird with those kinds of characters, though, and the why Bennett kind of, to me, superseded all that stuff, is because you don't need that much damage relatively ever in the game, unless they add like monstrously hard content or harder content. You've never really needed that level of amplification of damage ever. Unless they're planning on making some sort of next level god tier boss with stupid amounts of health, which I'm sure people would just be like, this is just annoying. Why can't it be more challenging to dodge like Child and Senora, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see. Again, the thing that offset Bennett was the fact that he could heal the shit at you. He could basically always had his ult. I don't know how easy it is going to be to build her. I would imagine, well, let's not get into the minutia. Also, can I just quickly say something? Lara, I'm not a big fan of Barbara in the game. Lara needs to be protected, okay? She seems like just fucking juiced on life, 100%. I am envious of the joy that's running through her veins. Also, we forgot one more character, the mermaid person, who looks interesting, but again, I can't really get over the fact that she just does not seem visually, like face-wise, enjoyable. That seemed rude. I apologize. But one of the things you guys can see is that she actually can walk on water, and apparently she has incredible agility. I don't know what that means besides the fact that I think when she's just floating, she'll float, basically. So she'll float and she'll kind of do, but when she's sprinting there, you guys seen, she's just like a football player. Just trucking with her feet. So I'm like, I don't really know what they mean by agility. Because they didn't look like she had some, like I thought she would continue to float and like dance through the, no. I think when she attacks, she does that, which is similar to a Eula, except, you know, more graceful in water, suspended in air. But yes, basically, I'll be honest, guys. I really dropped the ball on you with this one. I have zero interest in this character. I'm sure she's gonna be good. I want to say that I have zero interest because of money factors, but I don't. It's not that I think she's gonna be weak. In fact, I think it's ballsy for Mihoyo to give us like the Archon and then this character. Either this character is gonna be kind of like a sacrificial lamb of just being kind of like an okay healer, or they're going to juice her up to a level in which it's just like, yeah, guys, she's so much better than what everyone thought. If she could carry your ass through like fire and thick and thin, get her. You know what I mean? Because supposedly Ganya's coming after her, but who knows? I don't know nothing about nothing. But yeah, so that's wonderful. That's her E, basically. She puts down this lovely squid. It does seem, and this is such a fucking annoying thing, it does seem like her E is a pet that is not even a pet, but just a turret. It's a turret, no air quotes, it's a turret. It's actually, it just sits there and derps around like, well, hope everything works out. And enemies are running away and it's just a nightmare. Anyways. So yeah, that thing will heal you and attack other things. Very much seems like a Sayu kind of ability. Actually, I'm not sure if it looked like it was attacking. Let's see. I thought that's what it said it did. Yeah. So it's doing like classic like bursts. I don't know if it's actually like weakening them because of their animo. But yeah, I think that thing like hurts enemies very, very little, but it also heals you. And apparently, this is something that's also big with her, is that she doesn't have any crit rate. So she has negative crit rate, so I don't think she'll be able to attain crit rate builds, which I don't know, man. I feel like if when they're doing shit like that, because apparently what happened is they tanked her crit rate, but then they buffed the shit out of her base stats. So like her health is insane, her healing is insane, her water damage could be insane. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm just like, okay. If there's any way that like a character can guarantee another character crit rate whilst an ability is activated, maybe, but I don't really know. Again, this character to me feels like either a sacrificial lamb, which I don't think that's what they're doing, or a character that they've just made to where she's gonna be so good that yeah. It's gonna be one of those characters where you're like, how do you measure? What has happened? You have no crit rate, but you're still doing fuck off numbers. You know what I mean? And I feel like that might be her. As of her ult, I'll be honest, I gotta go look it up because I have no idea. Listen, guys, out of sight, out of mind. I'm not going for her. I can't tempt myself. All right, that was also where I kind of was with the Ryden Shogun, is because I was always like, I can't look at it. I can't look at it because I know it'll be sad. Yeah, so maybe possibly her little squid thing does Hydra damage to everyone else and applies the wet status. Maybe, who knows, possibly. It also has a large cooldown, so why are all of them have such long cooldowns? It's fucking, what happened? That's just such a weakness. Anyways. Oh, also, her ultimate is really, I like the idea of this. It's kind of like a Razor thing where like you use your ult and now you have a thing behind you that helps in some way. It's a garment though for her. Elegant and all that. Good news, this seems like it does a lot of things that a lot of other 4-stars do combined into one. Bad news, long cooldown. So yeah, but regardless, this garment will increase your charge attack, so you'll hit a little bit harder based on your HP, so of course build to it for HP and all that. Second thing it does, gives you interruption resistance, so you can actually start like hitting things without getting stagger locked and not being able to do the third thing, which is essentially whenever your normal attack hits things, you heal yourself and allies. So yeah, if you're getting knocked around, you're not going to be able to heal, and it's going to kind of all fall apart. So yes. Yeah, that shit seems wild to me. Sorry. They say they gave her a 25% healing bonus, but 100% crit rate decrease. Like, I get it's Mihoyo being like, maybe we should level people's expectations and shit and make her like, if people are like, let's make her a DPS. It's like, no, idiot. No, it's not, that's not what she does. Okay, so we're just gonna tank her crit rate and here's some stupid 25% healing. The problem is there's no, if you're building a shit ton of HP, if you're building this character out, there's no reason to heal that much. There's no, like, I can heal with my Bennett in 5 seconds. Or not even, I can heal max for like 2 seconds and I'm fully scented. If she can have it, like if they gave her some sort of ability where she could like give you over healing and it decreased every couple seconds or something like that, then that would make sense. But they haven't done that, so healers are just in a shit place. If they were to do that, that would actually make a lot of healers have weight. Like healing bonus, like the amount of water or heal bonus that you stacked on that character would allow you to increase the level of overhealing that you could do for them. So at least that there's something. At least there's like an idea of like that. But for what is right now, it's any character where you have to switch and heal, and then every other character can't do that, is superseded by Sayu's, Bennett's, and any character like that, like Chi-Chi's even, who can throw her E and then switch off, and you could deal damage whilst being healed, outside of needing to do it hitting, unless they just scale up her damage to where it's like, oh no, she becomes a DPS with that garment. That garment just gives her damage so much bite that it's just wild. Sure, I don't know if that's the case, and the healing thing, I'm a little lost. And also, I don't know what they're gonna do with that, because they might release Ganyu beside her, because they're like, no one wants a healer or whatever. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we've spent far too much time talking about the characters, but what do you want from me? That's what I do. I like interesting characters. Let's see the lands that we'll be exploring within Inazuma Part 2.1. So yes, this is the awesome Coral Leaf, which is the headquarters of the Resistance, which looks like absolute breathtaking stuff. I wish stuff like this was like the place where you would do like a continual event. You know how like Spiral Abyss is basically endgame content, which everyone's like forced to look at, but yet it looks like it's just some like barren ass planet, like island in the middle of nowhere. It has no design that you're supposed to come back to many times again. I hope they put something in a place that is this spectacular that we come back to many times over, and there's an incentive to come back to. Same thing with the weekly, like, what do you call it? The Inazuma bounties are like this, just like Ayaka's side house, basically. And I'm like, wow, isn't it a shame not to go to like the poppy field or something that looks gorgeous? Anyways, so yeah, this place has like a cute talking cat, because you know we already are wielding a fish weapon. Fuck it, basically. Also, they're talking about new bosses to fight, so I guess there's going to be, yay, new talent ascension materials. So for this one, you should be able to level up the Water Girl full tilt. But like I was saying, I think it's going to talk about it here if I can find the right thing. Yeah, okay, so I might have misspoke. I think I probably cut it out though, because I just didn't want to give you guys information that was bad. But I'm not sure if it's a weekly boss or an enemy type. It looks like a weekly boss.
I didn't mean weekly, I meant just a boss. God damn it.
The Ryden Shogun requires to level up, which is meaning that most people outside of content creators that can just hyper invest in resin refills will probably be a little behind on the content, which is, I can only speak for myself. I'm still trying to get a good set for Yoimiya in terms of like just artifacts, but in doing so I might get a good set for Ball, so it's not the worst in that regard. But anyways, we're gonna be fighting that thing. We're also gonna get this new water boss. It does feel like I'm happy that we're getting bosses, but it does also feel like, oh great, they made this just so that you had to farm for for more bosses. Oh, yay, great. But we probably can expect, because this is 2.0, that every other water character that they release up to this point will require this material. And of course, this is the lovely Senora, with her absolute magical delusion, which again, I wish they wouldn't have showed us this. I wish, like, they would have, you know, yeah, because they very much were like, hey, by the way, here's another weekly boss, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like, well, wouldn't that have been cooler to just encounter? Like, wouldn't it have been cooler to see this? Rather than to be like, hey, here's a quick spoiler. Like, you just show me a wing, and I'd be like, full send it. But instead, they're like, no, here's her whipping shit, all that. God damn it, Mihoyo. I don't know what you call this. You've given me what I've wanted, and I'm not satisfied. sounds horrible. Sounds like the worst sentence ever. Anyways, also, my friends, if you want to get those codes, these codes right here, always in our Discord. Okay, so things to come in 2.0 outside of characters, which are fun. There's fishing. Yay! Look at me in my eyes. Remember how excited we were for gardening? Yeah. Well, that being said, this actually does look like it's something. So yeah, there is that. But basically, a fish will grab your hook, and look at this. Wait, boom. Fucking bite the goddamn thing, Jesus Christ. Boom, you got bait. There's a mini game tied to it, so it's not just like a fucking nonsense derp thing to do, where you're just like, yeah, I've placed 2 things, and now that's it. That's all the fun I gotta have is 5 seconds worth of place a thing, do a thing. Also, hey, guess what? It's nerfed, so like you can only have so many plots of farmland. Dope. Not only that, but your little infinite realm seed box can only hold, wait for it, 20 seeds. Yeah. Sick. Anyways, I'm worried about the event. I'm worried at least this event seems like they added some use to it. Good news is, hey, talking about Serena Teapot, we're gonna be able to there's a whole quest line tied to this. Of course, I'm not going to add this without, you know, making it an event. But we basically can have a little koi pond in our Serena Teapot where we can set these things free and all that lovely stuff. Good. Also, I think there's many different types of like fishing rods that we can get. And then there's this shit, dude. I talked about this a couple days ago. This is wild. There is a like Fight Club battle arena thing that I talked about. I don't think it will even close be what I meant. It seems more of like a side-by-side endurance race, a little bit like Spiral Abyss, except I would assume you could do this co-op, and like your friends on one side, and we're both trying to clear the areas fast enough to where we can see who clears the area first, which would be interesting. Cool thing is that you got some trial characters, so they can like tantalize you with like, ooh, you should have wished on this banner. And I think, maybe possibly, that with the potential possible rerun banners that they're going to be doing for the year anniversary, such as Ganyu's, Hu Tao's, and everyone who's, you know, Xiao's, people who are talking about who is going to be a part of this whole shindig. I could see this going side by side, that event, to be like, hey, just in case you were wondering, hey, there's that cute character Hu Tao in the banner, or Ganyu. Here's an event where we're going to give you a trial run of that character, and we're probably going to fucking make them look pretty good. And yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know about that. But yeah, this is very cool. You can give them buffs, and then you go in there. So they're like I think there's like multiple phases. So you need to have, well, I don't know, because I think they're going to provide you with enough units to do the thing. but yeah, you will need a lot of characters hopefully invested in order to clear it, because I think it's like a relay race where like 2 people finish the first round, and then you need to have the other team already decided, similar to Spiral Abyss, and then you'll go into the second relay, which sounds awesome. It's not quite what I wanted. It's just like a good fucking beat 'em up, just throw down with like a bunch of your full team, like a great way to test builds and stuff like that. And ladies and gentlemen, somewhere in here is a big like oof to me. Basically, they nerfed the load order within this the Serena Teapot. This is the last thing we're gonna be talking about. I think this is a weird thing, but basically, for those guys who do not know, one of the things that people were doing within your Serena Teapot is to get the highest level of your realm currency or realm progress. People would basically find something that is like a purple statue level up material, or like a purple quality thing, which they basically find any resource that gives you a high level of realm currency, wait for it, for less load order. So you could reach high realm currency without having to, with basically trying to deal with the stupid nonsense of load order restriction. So you would dedicate one plot of your stupid house to being like a load order farm, to where you could make your other place not look like a gross, cluttered mess. They nerfed that, to where now each time you place one object, it lessens the load or lessens the realm currency that you're given. But they still haven't given us more load order. So it's like, Mahoyo, people aren't just doing that to goof on you. People are doing that so that they could basically have a nice, clean area with no load order. I love my room, my first thing in my Serena teapot. It has like trees. I want to add more stuff to it, but there's no load order, and I have like 50 acres in the same place that I can't place anything. So it's like you give us this huge plot of land, which we're not even supposed to use an eighth of it. All this does is going to make people throw more cluttered shit, or have to do weird math problems in their brain about being like, well, shit, I guess I guess this barn takes up too much space, so I'm gonna not use that, and I'm gonna use this like fence because it gives me more realm currency, and etc. If you gave us more load order, I'd be like, cool, now I can actually design something. But I can't, because you don't give us enough load order to where we're just kind of sitting there like, well, I hope it all worked out, or I hope it all works out, and you feel like an asshole. So I think the whole load order is like addressing the wrong problem. If it came with more, addressing the realm currency generation by certain things, I understand the idea that like, people don't just want like a bunch of statues in one place. Although I think it looks nice. The statue gardens are fucking cool. It's like weird, but it's cool. But anyways, I understand that sense of like not wanting that, but at the same time, you need to give people the reason why those things were even necessary in the first place was because you cannot place. Load order is contrast by the fact that like there's the things that you want to put in the world decrease your load order so much to where it doesn't generate any sort of realm currency for you anyway, and you can't have your cake and eat it too. All this is gonna do is have the extra islands that nobody's using. People are just gonna spit out a bunch of random shit in that island and make the Serena teapots even look even more fucking Tim Burton, Dr. Seuss ass, nightmare land. Okay, so yeah. But we'll see what it is. Again, it's a little annoying. The good news is if you have two realms, you can basically, yeah, you'll be okay. So like you can just spew a bunch of shit in one realm, go to the other realm, spew a bunch of shit, and they both count as like things. So it's not like we won't be able to generate realm currency. But this doesn't address the reason why people are doing that, which is a lack of realm space. But anyways, or load order, sorry. But ladies and gentlemen, super excited, super jazzed. We got a bunch of new events. Bottom line is there's some characters coming that look interesting. We got, it does seem like this is wild. Like we get 2 more islands, 2 more locations to go explore. That's wild. We also have events, which is crazy. We also have a new weekly boss. That's also wild. We also have 2 other new bosses. Okay. And we have, I feel like they're really pushing a lot of shit here. It's like, wow. I hope 2.3 is gonna have some shit, because it seems like 2.1 or 2.2 or 2.1. Sorry, I mean 2.2. But 2.1 is gonna have a lot, and I don't know if 2.2 is gonna have that much either, because it seems like there's a lot of shit here. But hopefully we keep going on the up end. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will be, by the way, trying. Hopefully. We'll see. Maybe things will change, but I'm pretty sure I'm going for the Ryden Shogun just because I got Yui Mia. I do think, well, regardless, the Shogun I think is just going to be super good with for a long time coming, because Archons, seemingly that's their thing, is like if you bet on them, they're probably going to be good for a long period of time, at least as far as support DPSs go, specifically ones that can attack very quickly. And also, at the very end of the day, she's also just going to be a battery for your team, and if you build her right, can randomly do a shit ton of damage, hopefully. Hopefully it's not like you have to build 60 stacks of something in order to do it. I think it should be not like that. And again, if you have a character that, like a Yui Mia, where you need to play for at least 8 minutes to, use her properly, then I think it should be enough time to where her cooldowns should start to synchronize up more, and all that stuff. You should be able to use her E and then jump into her alt again, that kind of stuff. But Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think about the update. Are you guys excited for 2.1? Yeah, I feel like we're getting a lot of content in this one. Yeah, so we'll see. But I can't wait. I'm hopefully, wish me luck on getting the Electro Archon, although we still have a couple days going here. I will probably make a video about what her best team combos would be and stuff like that, and have a good old stream conversation with you guys. So expect that in a couple days. Thank you kindly for your time. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.